Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Homayoon TV. This is the last episode of Dorico Pro's right mode, left columns, tools and buttons. In the next videos, I will start explaining the right column of right mode. If you're a beginner and discovering Dorico, make sure to watch the videos before this episode to get the hang of the basics. Link will be in the description below. Let's start this episode by learning how to create tuplets in Dorico. Super easy. Just select the location where you want the tuplet to be, for example here, then press the dotted column button on your keyboard and this will open a command prompt where you can easily enter the ratio that you want. So for example, 3 against 2. Then hit enter on your keyboard and our triplet is here. You can also enter tuplets while note input mode is activated. So for example, now I'm going to note input mode. Now I'm just going to write to 8 notes and I go here. I want the tuplet to be here and 3 against 2. And if by any chance you didn't want to use the command prompt, you can also use the buttons on the left column. So I'm gonna just select actually this note. All right. And you can use this button to make a typical 3 against 2. And also if you right click on it, there's a bunch of ready ratios here. And this last one just opens the command prompt for a new tuplet. Now that we know how triplets work, let me tell you 2 nice workflow tips. The first one is that if you enter into note input mode and select the note duration in the left column, so for example here, or you can also use your keyboard, and then open the command prompt of tuplets by pressing the dotted column key on your keyboard, and then typing whatever we want, Dorico will automatically create the tuplet based on the duration that you selected in the left column. So basically it makes the job of adding tuplets way easier because it helps you to find the duration faster. Let's see, let's try it one more time. I'm gonna enter into note input mode and I'm gonna put, let's say, yeah, that one's a good one. So we have a 16th note. I'm gonna press the dotted column button and I'm gonna put 5 against 4. Awesome. Now we have a quintuplet here. The second one is that you can also do the same thing by only using the command prompt. And for that, I will select a note or a location, for example, here. Enter into my tuplet command by pressing the dotted column button. And for example, I'm going to write 3 against 2Q and enter. As you can see, the triplet is created based on the quarter duration. And now let's check another one. So I'm just going to go here. Let's invoke it first. 5 against 4. E. And as you can see, now it's 5 against 4 8 notes. And you can just do any combinations that you want, which is really handy. It's super fast other than just selecting the notes with your keyboard or doing the left columns. Pretty nice. And you can also use it while in note input mode and while outside of note input mode just by selecting them. And also another thing, if you are fascinated with the sound of flute and flute compositions, I made a video regarding the most influential flute pieces in history. You can check it out and the link will be in the description below and I hope that you enjoy it. Next up we have grace notes. And as usual, there are 2 ways of adding grace notes to your score. First one is to use the shortcut key slash or use the button in the left column. Let's try. I will enter into note input mode. All right, now note input is activated. I'll press the slash button on my keyboard to activate grace mode. And as you can see, the designated button is also highlighted, indicating that we are in grace note input mode. And now if I enter notes, you can see them that they are being added as grace notes. Let's see. Super nice. And you can also turn any notes that are written in your score into a grace note by selecting a note and using the shortcuts. So for example, if this note here, I can turn it into a grace note. Super handy. If by any chance you wanted to use the unslashed grace note, you can easily select it by right-clicking on the grace note button and choosing it there. If you wanted to slur them, just select the grace notes, or in general, any note that you want. For example, I'm going to select this duration, and then, whoop, and then press S on my keyboard. And if you want to delete it, you can just highlight it and press backspace or delete on your keyboard. But what if you wanted to tie notes? You can use the shortcut T or use the button in the left column. So let's say we want to tie, for example, these notes. I'm just going to highlight it and press T. And what if now you want to put it back? Or what if you want to just remove this tie? The way to do that is to use the scissor tool. For example, you can use it here. There's a scissor tool here, which I can press it. Or you can use shortcut U on your keyboard. So I'm going to press U, and it works the same. Don't forget, the scissor tool is only for the ties, not for the slurs. And that's it, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. And as usual, if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, see you soon. Homayoon out.